我が名はシャドウ。影に潜む。影を狩るも。
Hello everybody, Vigo Shadow here, and I am here to talk about the Shadow Festival revival banner of the Master Shadow. Now, right off the bat, this is a blue attacking unit, and it is, of course, a Shadow Festival unit, which means usually the Shadow Festival units are pretty good. Now, this one in specific is one of the best in the game, just because of their ultimate. Their ultimate is able to churn out a lot of damage. Probably one of the best, no, probably the best ult in the game. So I'm actually going to go through a breakdown of that character right now for you guys. So yeah, let's get to the best part of the video here, the abilities. Now let's talking a lot of hype around this ultimate here, and I'll show you why here. Because with this I Am Atomic ultimate, you can inflict 4,000 damage on a single enemy. Now that amount of damage is crazy alone. If you have this character below like rank 13 here, you're going to be hitting that 200,000 damage cap. You'll be hitting the damage cap with this ultimate, no doubt. I have a couple times I've had the unit. It's a very, very good unit. Now if it's awakened, not only does it do the 4,000 on a single enemy, it does 1,000 damage on all other enemies. Having it awakened is pretty good, but if it's just single bosses for events and stuff, then it doesn't really make a difference. But still, regardless, that 4,000 damage is very, very good. Now we got Phantom Blade here, which raises the damage received for a single enemy by 20% for 10 seconds. Really good. You're debuffing them. You're going to be doing more damage for that single enemy. Really good with bosses. Further inflicts 200% damage and inflicts 100% damage on all enemies. I kind of spelled enemies wrong here, but either way, this is still an AoE attack. Or, well, not really AoE. It just attacks everything, so that's also really good. And when it's awakened, it does more percentage and inflicts more on the all enemies, or on the on every piece of damage there. Next we have Overlord. This is a very, very good skill, and because it raises attack of all allies, doesn't matter if it's blue, red, green, yellow, doesn't matter. Every ally in your team is going to be 10% attack raised up for 10 seconds, and it further increases attack by another 10% for 10 seconds if it's 7 shadows. Alpha, Beta, Gamma, all those girls there, they're going to be boosted with that additional attack, so it's good to pair the Master Shadow with the 7 shadows. And when it's awakened, it'll be 15% and for 3 seconds longer. So this is actually a very good ability here, because it allows you to take Master Shadow pretty much to any team regardless of color. And I've used him on, even when he's like in the weakened, like it says the blue element's going down because you're facing yellow, I have used him still and have been able to effectively take his abilities and use his ultimate and still do a lot of damage regardless of being like the wrong element. Now we have his last one here, the Master. Every 5 seconds after the start of the wave, raises damage inflicted by 7%. Permanent. Now this is so good. This is what makes it really, really good. Every 5 seconds, you're increasing your damage by 7%. You're just going to keep, the longer you stay in, the more damage you're going to do. And that is just insane. So that means you're going to be racking up damage a lot. So, and when it's awakened, it's even further by a 9%. That means this is good for pretty much bosses, arena, everything. This is good for everything. These two abilities right here, being able to raise your attack of all your allies no matter what, and raise the damage inflicted, raise the damage inflicted, super good. Both of his attacking skills attacks, well, this one attacks all enemies, and the ultimate can if you have it awakened. So, regardless, this is a top tier unit. Pull it if you can. seriously, go for this unit. It is one of the best ones for the Shadow Festival. And the fact that this one's getting revived, it means you should probably take advantage of it. But either way, we went over the abilities. I forgot to do the base stats, so I'll do that right now. So you can see attack through healing boost. And now you can see healing boost through overheal. And it's good that I do this sometimes. Some people might think, you know, it's pointless to just go over the base stats. But here, take this into consideration here. This is something we don't really see here. This SP boost is -5%. What that means is it's going to take a lot longer for you to reach your ultimate. So take that in consideration when you're doing like arena, like especially like the dark, what's it called? Like the dark battles or whatever it is. Yeah, so you can take it in consideration there. And lastly, you have the grouping right here. Alright. Alright, so let's check out his Awakening roadmap here. Here we have at A1, the Phantom Blade that attacks all enemies. I'd say that's pretty good for the A1 right off the bat. And then the next one is the A2, which is the I Am Atomic. That allows you to do the 1000% damage on all other enemies. That's still good for A2. It's not bad for the, you know, for the ultimate, but if, like I said, if you're doing bosses, it's not going to really matter unless they're spawning other things in. So the A3 skill is Overlord here. It raises the attack of all allies, so you're going to want that. A3 is going to be really good on Shadow. He pretty much gets the better awakenings to your, you know, near the end. You got Overlord, the Magic Gear slot, and the Master. This is what you kind of really want from that. The A2 is still pretty good because you get that 1000 on the other enemies. And I mean, Phantom Blade's not bad either. So, but A3 and onward is where you're getting all the good stuff to make him viable for pretty much any team. So yeah, should you pull this unit? Definitely pull this unit if you can. Like, try for this unit if you can. I know I'm also making this video when this one is going away. And if you're kind of torn between these two, well, I mean, I suppose after this video releases, there's not going to be too much time. But Awakening Hour Shadow is still really good for a green team, and it does massive amounts of damage with being, you know, a multi-use card there. But if you're saying, oh, well, which one's better here? Honestly, I would say for, like, damage factor, it's pretty damn close. Like, Awakening Shower, it's pretty damn close. Awakening Hour Shadow just keeps like whipping out ults, so it might be a toss-up between these two, but if you already have Awakening Hour Shadow, or if the banner expires or whatever, this revival banner is definitely worth pulling. So do that if you can. Like, this is the type of stuff that you want to save your gems for. You want to save your gems for Shadow Festival so that you could try to get these Shadow Festival units, because more times than not, these Shadow Festival units are really good. And I know this one is for beginners when you reroll. So, and if this banner does come up, that would be a good one too, if it gets revived. So that means it just goes to show that these revival banners do exist. I mean, I feel like it's very rare at times, but yeah, I would definitely take advantage of this banner for sure, because we don't know when it's gonna ever come back. So another thing I wanted to talk about here at the end of the video was, I forgot to mention, I've been busy between doing like just this Arma that's recently happened here and a couple other things, but there was a Black Friday sale for the game, and with the Black Friday sale, I didn't do a video on it, but in a nutshell, it was basically you had to pay like this amount, like for like if we're going by US currency, it'd be $100, but you had to buy it 8 times, so that's $800. But it did guarantee you an SF unit. So in that aspect of guaranteeing whatever, and you got to choose what SF unit you wanted, which is very good. SF units are very good, but for that amount of price, yeah, it's just so absurd. It's just so much money just to sink just for one guaranteed character. Like $800 is just way too much in my opinion. So I didn't go for that. I didn't take advantage of the Black Friday sale. They had some other items, but it wasn't nearly amount to what yeah, there were some other items in the Black Friday sale, but nothing really stood out to me. So yeah, that's why I didn't really do the video on the Black Friday sale, because it was just, you had to spend way too much money to make it worse. And it was even worse than it's even worse than this, the Anniversary Pack Deluxe. Like, this is the better deal if you're gonna actually go out and spend some money on this, and because that at least guarantees you an event SS, 5 other SSs, whereas it was just one Shadow Festival unit. They might have a revival banner on the Shadow Festival units or another way to get to them, but I know that they're trying to keep them on lockdown, so they tried to use Black Friday to entice people to get those SF units. I would just simply wait on them. If you don't have the units, you know, you just don't have the units. They're coming out with different SF units, like how I explained, like the SF banner for the Master is here, so I mean, you could try for that instead of having to go for the Black Friday, or that Black Friday sale that they did. And then this is a good unit on its own, so who's to say that the next Shadow Festival unit isn't going to be just as good, or another revival banner. So yeah, that's why I kind of didn't do the video there. But and it was a very short span of time too. It was like it was open for like 5 days or something like that. But yeah, that's just another thing I wanted to add on. Alright, Vigo, signing off.